What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Good to be here. Welcome to Lab After Dark. It is 11:20. Excuse me, 11:19. Sunday, July 9th, 2023. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Good to be here. And what do we got? Okay, there we go. Yeah, what's up? There it is. There you are. Let me take a look. Okay. Penny, good to see you. I am feeling better. Thank you. Special K says I'm going to bed soon. Just wanted to say hi. Hello. Hello, Special K. Good to see you. Let me see here. Terry B says, what's up, Josh? Good to see you, Terry B. It's great to be here. Good to see ya. Thank you, guys. Mimi, doing good. I'm doing better. Thank you, Mimi. Appreciate it. Better, better, and better, and better, and better, and better, and better, and better. Yeah. So, what is going on, people? Long time no see. I know. I ended the show in a huff last night, but it wasn't a huff. Well, maybe it was a huff. I don't know. It could have been considered that. I would have understood that. I was really just trying to navigate what I was trying to say, and um people that I care about or and respect and enjoy being around um sometimes in life feel different about things than I do. And that's fine. Unfortunately, I'm kind of one of those guys that I'm you know, sometimes the tone of the show takes a different turn, and it's not going to be like this all night, trust me, but sometimes the tone of the show changes because of my mood or because I'm feeling a certain way about something. That's how these shows work, that's how these shows go, and that's what they are. So when and sometimes the mood of the chat because of the topic is whatever, and as long as people are being nice or respectful or this whole I don't know what's considered respectful, but if you're not just saying psychotic stuff, um and I don't care that much. It's just like you can have your opinion. What I don't like is, and this isn't one specific person, and I know a lot of you guys, and it wasn't. It was not. Well, it was just a culmination. It was a lot of. I had just read and been sent too much stuff that was driving me up a wall. It pissed me off, and I felt very strongly about it. And I don't. I'm not a huge like, hey, let's um tell people how they should feel, or don't do this or don't do that. I tell you how I feel, and sometimes people agree with me, and then sometimes people don't agree with me, and that's fine. But when you get kind of going on a roll, and when you kind of get going on a roll, and you have reactional thoughts, and by the way, my thoughts today are the same as they were yesterday. I don't feel any different about it. I actually probably feel a little more annoyed by the whole thing because the more that you think about it, it's just how do you not know that it's wrong? How do you not know that it's in bad taste? How do you not know? I mean, even for our standards, our quote unquote journalistic standards, it was way too much. And but I've never seen, a lot of people say nothing surprises me anymore or nothing shocks me anymore or whatever it is. And I agree with a lot of that, but sometimes there are things that are shocking, and that was shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I'm not buying that it was a mistake or a lapse of judgment. Um I'm not buying that and certainly I was not here to bully or the chat wasn't here to bully. But sometimes I think that we get a really flawed sometimes I think we get a really flawed understanding. Who the hell is this? Should I really? I don't know if I even want to read this, but I'm going to read it. Let me title this Things That Should Probably Be in an Email, but I'm going to read it sight unseen. I wanted to tell you that I'm sorry when I said ugly things on Manimal's Live. Very sorry for bringing up anything from the past. I hope you can accept my apology. I'm very sorry. I don't remember what you're talking about. Maybe I didn't hear it, but I'll tell you this. I I accept your apology. Whatever you said about me, it's totally fine. You can move on. No problems. Totally okay. We're square. Um, I don't know. I don't know what you said about me. I don't really need to know what you said about me, but it's totally cool. Appreciate it. Thank you for apologizing. And I apologize for anything that I've done as well. Like I piss people off all the time, and I'm fine with as long as I'm not like intentionally trying to do it. But it happens. But anyway, thank you, Cheryl Manzella. Appreciate you um, saying that. But yeah, it's all right, man. It's all good. Nothing serious happened. On this show. It was just that I was discussing Zavgirl's decision to post photos of Gannon Stouch's brutalized little body, and yeah, it was annoying and shocking and all that kind of stuff, and it pissed me off, and like it pissed a lot of people off, and I just had some things to say about it, but um, one of the things that I would want people to just at least like if you know that people are upset about something and probably have every right to be upset. And when I say upset, like I'm not over in the corner, like stomping my feet and it's just upsetting. It's just like, huh, here we go again. And then you got to hear all this stuff about the quote unquote true crime community and tragedy pimps strike again and friggin' this and that. And you're just like, dude, what? ever, whatever. All right. We hear about it uh all the time. And while people definitely have their right, have the right to have an opinion about stuff, nobody's in in my opinion disputing that. Sometimes not, there isn't the exact right time to express your support of said person's malfeasance when you agree or seemingly agree that what happened was wrong. So, and it's not journalism, it's not scientific. It's just weird. It's really, really, really weird, you know, like the weirdest. And then this whole, well, I have a morbid curiosity. So go morbid somebody else's, what, I mean, it's a kid. It's a kid. It's a child. A child. Okay. And it's wrong. So that really was to it, and that was the very end of the show. And then I was kind of pissy about it, which understandably, um, a lot of people were. A lot of people were kind of, and it's still kind of going on today, and it's kind of catching a little bit of steam, and it's just kind of getting there. But at some point, we're all just gonna have to move on because that's all you can do with stuff is just kind of move on, and things run their course. And then in 2 weeks, somebody else will do something stupid, and then we'll be on to that. And then somebody will threaten to expose somebody the following week because private conversations don't exist anymore, so you can't really have a conversation with anybody of any kind of honesty that you don't want told, or any kind of you know like people are faking text messages now. um AI voices, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's just like it's just crazy stuff. And that's kind of where we're at in life at the moment, you know apparently that's I just struggle knowing that there are people that do support it, but I have to, like everything else, I have to live with that. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just you feel like weird about it because I don't see how people, like, I can see disagreements, and I can see like levels of disagreements. Like, yeah, I agree with you, but I don't fully agree with you. I struggle, and I have struggled to know how there's any disagreement on stuff like this. I'm shocked. It's shocked. It shocked me. So that's all I meant by that. And it's like that kind of stuff's always shocking to me. It's always shocking to me. Trev time, good to see you. Very good to see you. Let's not rehash last night. Let's not get Josh upset again. If it's still up, it can still be watched by those that missed it. I'm the one that brought it up, and I don't mind speaking about it, especially a day after. That's why I ended the show, because I didn't want it to be like weird, and the ending was just kind of weird, but whatever. weird, but I was just like, okay, right. I shouldn't even brought it up. That was the whole thing. I I was just like, I shouldn't have talked about it. But then I was like, you know what? I should have. And I don't regret bringing it up. None of that. I really don't. Yeah, we're allowed to talk about what we want. Please hit that like button if you have not. That would be great. And so anyway, like I said, I definitely hold on a second here. So anyway, like I said, it's not really rehashing. Danielle says, "Hey Josh, thanks for coming on my show last week. It was a lot of fun. Way overdue. Much love and respect." Danielle, thank you for having me and allowing me to speak candidly. I appreciate that very much. I had a very good time. And there you go. Trav Time says, y'all make sure to hit that like. So anyway, I don't have really anything more to say about that situation. I think it's pretty much ran its course with me and my feelings towards it, but you know, I can't control what others do, and can barely control what I do sometimes. I'm just stupid. And yes, it's Kool-Aid. No, but there's no sugar in it. I don't want to hear it. There's no sugar in it. It just, tastes good. But between that and me just, feeling me feeling just sort of I don't really know how to put it, but complacent right now for some reason. Let's see. Brandy says this is the last time for me on YouTube today. Josh, honest questions. How many conversations have we had that have been put on YouTube? The answer would be 0. 0. Yeah. And we've had conversations. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened today. If something happened today, I'm really sorry that YouTube has treated you the way that they have. Um, yeah, I don't know. Dolly Bear says the National Enquirer and other magazines like that existed long before this because people enjoyed looking at the morbid, the taboo in a sick, twisted way, enjoying the shock and awe. I mean, I agree with that to a certain extent. I certainly do. I remember the Princess Diana thing, Princess Di, like the conspiracies and nonstop round the clock coverage of it. Casey Anthony, Scott Peterson, OJ Simpson, you know, it's been like that for a really long time. But once again, the difference is we're talking about children. Now, I don't think that to me, there's not a huge difference in there's not a huge difference in that kind of morbidness when it comes to like kids autopsy or crime scene photos and adults. They're all hideous, they're all heinous, they're all disgusting, but they are just a fact of life. And you know those things do happen. But if you know that's what you want to subject yourself to, then become a homicide detective, become a medical examiner. You know, you get to do that kind of stuff a lot. Read it from a magazine and whatever. You know, that, to me, that's kind of chicken shit. But Celeste says I've been seeing a lot of new conspiracies on JFK. I mean, that'll you know that's something that'll never go away. That's going to be there forever, and um, but it is in such bad. Like I said, it just and Dolly Bear's right. Like that's something that's been going on for a long time, and it was wrong then, and it's wrong now, and that's just the long and short of it. There's no in between. I'm surprised that people think that there's some sort of wiggle room, some gray area, and to me, I don't see much ambiguity. Excuse me. I don't see much there. I don't see much wiggle room. Like I said, wrong then, wrong now, wrong then, wrong now. But it's not illegal. That's one of my favorite ones. It's not illegal. Okay, cool. Great. It's not illegal. Case closed. Nothing more to talk about. And then Dickhead shows up online today on that person's channel. Yeah, and that just kind of because it's just disingenuous. Again, you know, come on, give me something good. Give me something good to talk about. It's just not there at the moment. It's not there at the moment, but I'm going to make the most of it or the least of it. I'm not really sure. Because I'm not like a huge outrage guy. I don't really like that. I'm not I think people take it too far. uh Where's I think I missed. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, I don't know if any of you caught that. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing, you know. People are, and Brandy says, "Yes, sir. You've always stood with kindness and integrity. Thank you." Uh, Brandy, I mean, to me, it's clear as day why you're treated, in my opinion. I mean, look, you haven't been treated great at all by a lot of people, and um, a lot of people would say, well, you know, Josh, you treat Dawn and Candace a different way, and that's true. I absolutely do. It would be disingenuous of me to say I didn't, because I do. I absolutely do. But the reason that is because Brandy and her family has always acted different in my eyes. I don't care how you feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. It's my show. I do what I want. I feel how I feel. And you know, anybody can have a show. Anybody can have their feelings and express them. Anybody can blog. Anybody can write on the internet. Anybody can make a video on Instagram. Story modes are cool. You can do that. Little Twitter, little tweet feed, little tweet deck. What do you got now? Reddit. You got all kinds of stuff. Express yourself. Let your love light shine. It's all good. But I'm telling you, that's just how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. That's how I personally, it's the lab. See the lab. That's how I feel about it. And that's not going to change. I mean, it might change, and I'll tell you if it does, but usually it doesn't change. Yeah, she's doing it. Well, that's one of many reasons why it's different. But yes, you're completely right. We're completely right. And that's the thing too is you don't have to agree with me. And I don't have to agree with you, and I'm not going to. Very rarely do I absolutely 100% positively agree with things that are said. That's just, I mean, it's just not really in my nature to say, well, I agree with you 100%. When I don't, I say, yeah, I agree with you for the most part. For the most part, I agree with you. I mean, if we're having a conversation, I think that that is something that you can kind of do, but to be demonstrative about it, to tell people that they're dumb, to tell people that they're this or that or whatever, um, who cares? Let me see. The bad thing is for not blurring certain parts. The bad thing, there's a, well, there was a to me there was a lot of bad things, but that's neither here nor there. And I don't want to believe that people that run YouTube channels are that dense. I really don't. And I'm having a hard time believing that that's the case here. I really if you're a shock and awe type person and I don't know, man. Why you wouldn't just keep it to yourself, or if like that's something that you really desire to see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get. I'll draw myself into it again and get all weird and like kind of pissy about it, and I don't like being that person, but like I really don't. I friggin' hate it because it's the kind of people that I rail against is the the YouTube police, but this is it's far beyond YouTube police. By the way, there's no such thing as YouTube police, but they kind of anoint themselves, the moral compass, and for the most part, I'm gonna have to agree on this one, which sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but you know what I'm saying. It sucks because I'm agreeing with people I don't like, but that happens too. That's another that's another crappy thing that happens. You ever found yourself just like going, yeah, I don't like those people or they don't like me, but like for some reason we agree on this one. It just happens. There's really not much you can do about that. She said, "You ain't G and you're a laughing stock underground with no respect." I don't know what that means. Who said that? What's a G? Like a gangster? Yeah, well yeah, I have no idea. That's something that I wouldn't even want to get into, to be honest with you. Um, who knows? Who knows? Who knows how much money he's made? I mean, it's crazy. She said you ain't a G, you're a laughing stock underground with no respect. Interesting. Like an OG, I guess. I guess. What yeah, I don't know. I don't know who said that, who said what. I don't know who that is either. Self-appointed. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Terry T says, I've been away. Now I am confused. That's okay. You'll catch on. Maybe you won't. I don't know. I don't know if you'll catch on or not, but really quick while we're waiting for some things to get cleared up. I take my grandma to the I don't know why she says this, and I promise you I'm not making fun of her, but like she tells me that she's got to go have a bone density test. I don't know what the hell that is. A bone density. I was thinking I think you mean bone density, but yeah, she's got it stuck in her head that it's bone density. I think she thinks it's a medical term, but she's coming out of there, out of the bone density place, and I'm waiting there for her. And she tells me, she gets in the car and she goes, "Oh, I was supposed to get a card from him, and I don't know if it was an appointment card or if it was, I don't know what it was. I'm not really sure, but she told me that I need to go get one. But the problem with this was that there was this thing um where bone density. I don't know what the hell that is. I really don't know what a bone density test is. Eh, eh, But it's one of those buildings where like several different practices like are in the building, and so I was like, she told me, she goes, "Can you go in there and just like go up to the front window and ask them for a whatever, like a card, one of their cards, right?" So I go up there and I walk in the door, and right on the right hand side, there's a station right there. So I walk over to him, and I put my hand on the, or like I put my elbow like on the counter, and I kind of like lean in and I go, "Hey, can I get a card? Can I get a card? I need a card." And the lady looks at me and she goes, "For the OGBYN clinic?" And I go, "I don't think so." And I don't think, I know she thought that I was asking for a card for a gynecologist. And I wasn't. I was looking for the bone to density place. And I didn't find the bone to density place. I found the OGBYN, and the lady, I'm in there. I'm in there. Like I just walk in there like in my sweats, a hoodie, beanie on. It's cold outside. "Hey, give me one of your cards." "You want what? Why do you want one of our cards?" "Because I do. I've been sent here to take one of these cards from you." "Okay, but sir, can I tell you something?" "No, give me the card." And none of that happened. But I did ask for a card, and she looked at me like I had an enormous third eye growing out of the front of my head, and she's just like, "Are you sure you're in the right spot?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." So At one point, I thought that the bone to density place and the OGBYN were the same thing. I learned that day that they're different, much different, totally different medical fields. It's just they're not even the same. So, just not even remotely the same. It's just like I kind of say you set me up for failure. You set me up for failure. And she's like, "Where's the card?" And like I had like six of them, six different cards because I didn't know which one to grab. I didn't know. I didn't. So now I know. The bone to density place and the gyno are different, but they're in the same building. She didn't tell me that there were. She didn't say, "Hey, Josh, go to where I went." She said, "Go up to the front counter." Well, guess what, Grandma? The front counter is friggin' the. It's not the bone to density place. It's the OGBYN gyno place. That's what it is. And she set me up for failure. And I'll never forgive her. Ever. Because none of you know my struggle. I had to sit there and stare at this lady after she says, for the OGBYN. And I'm going, OGBYN. I didn't know that this was like a clinic for. At first, I was like, OGBYN. I was like, Gay Pride Month was in June. I'm not sure what you're talking about. She's like, the gynecologist. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. But yeah, I didn't know the OGBYN. I thought it was part of I thought it was part of Pride Month or something. Like they'd set up shop and they were spreading awareness, which I was all for. And I was like, yeah, totally. If you guys want to give me like a rainbow colored shirt or something, I will absolutely unequivocally wear it and in support. But what about that card? And I just never. It didn't really work out. I was so confused. I might as well have been in the Matrix. And I know that they laughed when I left. Like I'm positive that they laughed at me. I'm positive that they were just like, dude, why is that guy looking for a like? I should have applied for a job. I should. You guys hiring? Are you a doctor? No. You a nurse? Nope. What is it that you do? I don't know. What do you need me to do? Need a janitor or something? I should have really applied for a job there. Like, hey, but yeah, set up for failure. Set up for failure. I'll tell you the only good thing about taking my grandmother to her appointments is the handicap sticker that I get to keep him or the handicap thing that I get to keep in my car at all times. And I'm not saying that I am or I'm not saying I do or don't abuse it. I'm saying that I have that option. All right. I got that option to do that. And I may or may not, in a pinch, get to use it. All right. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. So I was kind of pissed off about. I wasn't pissed off, but I get back in the car and she's like, "Where's the car?" And I said, "You did that on purpose." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You did that on purpose." No, I didn't do that on purpose. And I said, "You sent me up to the vag counter and not the density counter." And then she goes, "What's that?" She, I said that's the vagina doctor. And then she's like, Josh, don't talk like that. And I was like, sorry. But I was annoyed because I know there was like I think they were all on break hanging out, chilling, like when you hear somebody say at the water cooler. Well, it kind of felt like they were all at the water cooler. There was like 6 of them in this very cramped space, all hanging out, going, what's this idiot doing asking for a vagina doctor card when he clearly, and by the way, I'll say this again, this is a true story. I was on my birth certificate, it says I'm a female. Now, I didn't bring that up because it was already weird enough. I didn't bring it up because it was already awkward. You could cut the awkwardness with a butter knife. It was so thicky. It's like a big loaf of friggin' sourdough bread that you just could cut right through like you're a guillotine or whatever. Right. So, yeah, I apologized for saying that, but I was annoyed because that's like if you go to like a urologist, that's a peen doctor. Yeah, now imagine, and by the way, in this day and age, it may even be different. And I'm surprised. I should have been like, "What? You don't think that I could? That's who I am?" Because there's a lot of people that would do that. I didn't do that. I was like, "Yeah, I get it." Like you probably think I'm weird. I didn't go, "Hey, look, yeah, I'm going through something." Okay, nope. I didn't play any of that. I just took my embarrassment and walked away. I know they giggled at me. I know that they told their friends. They talked about it at home to their families. They told everybody that they knew, hey, this big fat dummy came in today and he asked for a card from the gyno. And you should have seen him. We laughed him out of there. We laughed his ass right out of there. And they did laugh my ass right out of there. But you want to know something? I got to tell you this. I got that card. 3 of them. Give them here. I'm not leaving. I've came this far. This is Lord of the Rings status. This is Lord of the Rings status. Did grandma laugh? Yeah, she laughed. Of course she laughed. Anything that was embarrassing to me. So now I think I'm gonna probably just go back there and ask for some more cards. And then I'm just gonna hand their cards out to people and go, here's a vagina doctor if you need it. And then I'll go to the urologist and be like, here's a peenie doctor if you need it. I'll do something. But yeah, of course she laughed. She thought it was hilarious. Anything that brings me any kind of and I usually don't get embarrassed. I was embarrassed. I wouldn't have been embarrassed if there was just 2 people at the counter, like normal, and they're supposed to be doing their normal job duties, but they weren't doing their normal job duties. They were all being time thieves. They were hanging out. I didn't see breaks and I didn't see people punching in and out. I saw a lot of people just standing around doing a whole lot of nothing while there should have been some checks going on. There were people in the waiting room too. Just went from bad to worse. There were whatever. So anyway, that's what happened. Oh, trust me. They all laughed. They all laughed at me, made a fool out of me. It's fine. I totally understand. I would have done the same thing. Made a fool out of myself. Set up by my grandma. yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. I was just going to get a card for the bone density place, and just so happened to end up at the gynecologist. I'm not at that point when they say, "Hey, are you here because you're going to see the gynecologist?" I'm not going to just pull my phone out at that point and start taking selfies and go, "Hey guys, here's what happened." I was frozen in like a moment of time. The OBGYN can do bone density test. Is that true? Is that true? I don't believe you because, well, I don't know if I believe you. I never assume, I never thought to check my birth certificate. I assume they just got it right. Yeah, it's not that hard. MF. Somehow, some way, yeah, on my birth certificate, it says that I was born a female. So, hashtag me too. Hashtag me trailblazing. Hashtag OGBYN. Hashtag LGBTQT. LGQTB. Um, I don't know who you are, dude, but you just keep saying stupid stuff. Chat. Like nobody knows what you're talking about, Shane. Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what you're talking about. Nobody, not one person. And I include you in that because I'm almost positive that you don't know what you're talking about because every like 4 or 5 minutes you pop up and you start a sentence before the sentence starts and then you stop it before the sentence ends. And that's what I'm saying. So nobody knows what you're talking about, including you. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I know a good doctor if you need one. They do bone density test and they will check um they'll check your parts for you if you need to. All right. But maybe they'll bone to density scan your brain and your pelvis or something. I don't know. But nobody knows what you're talking about, Shane. And I don't know if you are trolling. Trolling takes some sort of skill. There's no skill here. Just writing stupid stuff. That's all I'm asking. Like nobody knows what you're talking about. If we knew what you were talking about, you'd be welcome to say like stupid stuff, but people got to at least know what you're talking about. Your vag. Yeah. He came into 90 days on blast chat once talking about the yeah, I don't even know what that is. Like I have no idea what that is. You know, I don't even know. I actually don't have it on this soundboard. I was trying to leave things in the past. I was trying to burn all my memories. I was to be honest with you, I was getting ready to break this show down. Like I was ready. I've been ready to disband the show at some point. So I was kind of tearing all my stuff down for the show. So I don't have it on here. I have it on another soundboard or another sound file. I don't have it at the moment. Sorry. Anyway. All right. No, not rage. No, not rage quit. I just Yeah. you'll, re- you'll recover somehow. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Hmm. That's that sounds like something you got to deal with on your own, man. Start passing out. Yeah, I got to do something. I got to do something. Anyway, all right, I'm out of here.
Oh my. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Oh my. Oh my. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Oh my.